Episode 13 here. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. It's a special day. It is the week after the Stagg Bowl. We just, last episode, I know we had Nick Rummel on. It was a very good conversation with him going into that Stagg Bowl. Appreciate all the love shown on social media and everything. But, Myron, you're getting all comfortable here.
Go ahead.
You guys did it. Something that we talked about all year long was, a part of my back of my head. I'm not gonna lie. We were kind of teasing at it all year long about you guys going to the Stagg Bowl and winning the national championship. It kind of felt in the back of my mind. I've been a jinx for a lot of sports teams this year, and we have been a jinx. We've been a jinx for a little bit on this show, so we didn't at least do that. As you guys can see, got the Myron's championship shirt over here. I'm gonna get mine very soon.
Jake,
I'm wearing the 2019 one.
Jake,
I'm wearing the 2019 one. What?
I'm having deja vu right now.
You're having deja vu right now?
Yes, bro.
Was I wearing the same jersey I'm wearing?
Yes.
I just bought this today.
My mind.
I just bought this today.
Oh, this is deja vu, bro.
I've never had this jersey before.
Oh. We got to keep going. Leave it in here, bro.
Hey, that means that, all this stuff was planned. I mean,
it has been planned.
All has been planned.
It's real.
Cardinal Athletics just keep going up, and one did it again. Myron is dancing because he knows what we're talking about next. In the past 3 years here at North Central, it has been a football-driven time here. Yeah. Has been a football-driven time here. You talk about going to 3 straight Stagg Bowls, 3 straight national championship games, winning 2 of them. You're on pace to be the next dynasty of college football, Division III, at least at the Division III level. You have. I saw there was a stat. Mount Union has won 42.
40. They were 41-3.
41-3, and all 3 losses have come in the hands of North Central, as you guys came away with a victory of 28-21 in the Stagg Bowl. It was 14-0 going into halftime. Nothing really happened in the third quarter, but it was all you guys in the fourth quarter there, no matter what.
You know why nothing happened in the third quarter? You drive the ball 9 minutes and don't score any points. Hey. That's what happened in the third quarter.
Yeah, they did. They did get you a time of possession there, just because honestly that was.
So I'm glad you said that. Realistically, this game shows that Mount Union kind of won in the name of time of possession, first downs,
passing,
and then passing yards. But in reality, when you stop the team,
as well as penalties as well.
It's penalty. I'm not really counting about that. But they held the ball for 33 minutes and 50 seconds, and we only had it for 26 and 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one drive was literally one play. So,
and they basically showed that their defense was only giving up 45 yards a game in rushing. They gave up 233.
Yeah, there was the number 1 rush offense versus the number 1 rush defense. Going into both in the country. It was absolutely ridiculous. I first want to start off because it's just you here to talk about it. You experienced it. You went down there. I want to just walk us through that entire week, because we started off on Monday. We interviewed Nick Rummel. We already had that all planned out. We had that conversation. It was a great conversation. You guys ended up having practice, and then you guys got on a plane on that Tuesday.
I love that.
Walk us through that entire week leading up until that Stagg Bowl.
So, I mean, like you said, we interviewed Nick Rummel Monday. We did the interview, and then me and him had to go straight to meetings right after the interview were done. That Monday, we got the game plan, and we were like, we can beat these dudes. This team has played really no one all season long, and we're like, how are they just dominating? And we're looking at it like, this team is beatable. They should have lost multiple games this year, but we're like, at the end of the day, they're 14-0. We're 14-0, so they got here for some reason. They were good enough to get here and to beat other teams. So we looked at it like another challenge. If we want to be considered the next big thing in Division III, this game was given to us. Like, you don't be considered one of the top programs in the country without beating the top program in the country who's been there for, if you don't realize it, Mount Union, every person who's walked through there for the last 30 years, since 1992, when they won their first national championship in 1993, has walked out with a national championship ring until this year.
This is the first.
This is the first class since 1992, that last class that graduated, to never win a national championship.
That is crazy.
That stat line is ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
For 30 years, they have dominated. At one point, everybody has a ring in there that's played at that school.
Except for that one class.
Except for this class that just graduated. I feel like that has shown the time of that. Will Vernon said it the best. You probably have to pull this up a little bit, and I can show you it later. I also retweeted it. Red is the new purple. 100%, I'll tell you that. And Monday, practice was intense. Got the game plan. It was unusual because, we usually don't practice on Mondays. So it's like our bodies were still trying to recover from a hard-fought game on Saturday with Mary Hardin Baylor, and it's just like, all right, boys, let's get through it. This is what we've been practicing for 5 months now. So it's like, we got this. We practiced on Monday. It's a little errors here and there, but that's typically what happens when you get a fresh game plan and you have to game plan for a new team in a shorter amount of time than you would get for a typical
It's almost
week.
like NFL, to compare it at least to someone like NFL, it's like, you have a game on Sunday and then you have a game on Thursday.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. It's tough. So then we practiced Tuesday, and that was a little better with the game plan. We're moving fast.
So you guys got off the plane on Tuesday.
We practiced Tuesday first.
Okay.
Early. So everything Tuesday were moved up. We moved everything up Tuesday so we can have practice, because at that time everybody was done with school. We are up to our finals. We did that a week before because we knew as a team and as a coaching staff we were going to get to this point. So everybody was ready, and then we got practice moved up. We practiced, and then coach was like, pack your bags. You got this much time. Get on the bus to leave. So we get to the airport. We're flying in class. We got a private jet, first class. My knees didn't feel bad. I was like, I'm not on the bus. Thank the Lord, because last year we had to do back-to-back.
Gerard definitely loved that, because I remember when we talked to Gerard, they talked about how you guys drove all the way to Mount Union, and you guys are all cramped or whatever, and then you talk about, I think you guys flew to when he went down to
they were able to fly, but the backups were sitting on the bus cramped.
Yeah, but it was cramped or whatever. So Gerard must have been real happy with you guys. Must have been real happy.
The lineman got the good treatment. We got to sit in the front on the plane. It was amazing. My knees did not hurt, so I loved it. It was a great experience with the guys, and we were just us, because that was the first time we've traveled since Illinois Wesleyan. And other than that, we've been here at home for 5 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
Well, 6, because you would count the 4 playoff. No, was it 4 playoff games? No, it was 5. It was 5 weeks. 5 weeks in a row, we were sitting at home, not going anywhere. So it was a good experience once we got on the plane. And we got to the plane. We kind of got screwed because we got there at about 11 at night. And the next morning, we had to have practice at 9:30.
Oh, jet lag had to hit for some people.
So it was a good thing. We didn't practice in pads that day, so it was a little lighter on us, and it wasn't too bad. It was a good focus day. It was like, get your mental reps, get ready, because we're not going to hit and kill your bodies with the schedule we had right away.
Did you guys practice on that field?
On the field.
On the field? Okay.
They had just painted it. It was nice, and then it was like, oh, it's a cool day, not too bad. And then that night we had a team dinner at the stadium that hosted by the host, and then all the other important people were there. And then, good news happened that night as well. But a lot of times enjoying it with your brothers, like a lot of experience. Like, people wish they can be in our shoes and be there. And I promise you, like, being there 2 years in a row. Through that same experience, but it was different experience because every year there's something different. I enjoyed it a lot. That, like, Wednesday night as a team, getting able to see everybody, talk to everybody, and be together again was like non-football. Like, we didn't talk about football the whole time we were there having that dinner. We we talked about football here and there, but we were talking
Yeah.
about our bond and why we're here and what we love about each other. So, and then Thursday, a lot of people don't know this, but we practice in pads.
You guys practice in pads?
The day before a national championship game.
I don't even think Nick Saban does that.
We practice in pads the day before the national championship game.
I don't think I've ever heard, because I don't think D1 practices in pads before national. I don't think the NFL doesn't practice in pads before.
We're different. We're different.
Unless Bill Belichick. So I mean, the only other coach that I would think that would practice in pads would be Bill Belichick.
Bill definitely does.
I think Bill does. But yeah, you guys practice in pads.
Jake, when I tell you we practice in pads and it was a full on storm outside.
Oh, was it really raining?
The field was flooded.
Oh,
it was so bad. The back of it.
So you guys practice first on Wednesday.
Uh huh.
Did you guys practice second on Thursday? That's what it was. Okay.
I think so. I didn't think Mount Union had to come back because their dinner was that night. Because when we were leaving, they had all their stuff up on the scoreboards and stuff. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, we were the second team to practice that night, but it was raining bad. Like I'm like, this field you're walking and it's just
slush,
puddles.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy, coach. Why are we practicing in pads? I'm like, coach, we should be in helmets. But I'm like, no, we need this because we've been doing this all year. It's like this is nothing new.
Continue the same routine.
This is nothing new to us. Like just because we added a different day of pads, but we're not gonna kill each other. Like we know what's at stake.
But every Thursday throughout the season, you guys were in pads.
Were we? Yeah.
Yeah, because Friday would be then the
walk. Yeah, every Thursday we was in. Every day basically we were in pads.
Yeah, but I'm saying basically, and then Friday would be that walkthrough type
so
thing.
That Friday would be the only days we were not being pads. But
yeah, but so Coach Spencer kept it, sort of
true to his word and true to what we've been doing all year. So why
keep
change
the same routine? Yep.
Why change it if it's not broken? Why fix it?
True.
And that's basically how I didn't think about it at the time. But now that you just said, I think about it like, dang, we are in pads on Thursdays.
Yep.
But it's just a shorter week because the game's played on a Friday. So it's just like, oh, I wasn't thinking about it like that. A lot of great moments, bonding, especially the Friday morning, the Friday of the game, like that day.
So I got to say something for the game of the day. Throughout the entire season, I never texted you good luck.
You didn't?
Never once did I text you good luck. We texted on Friday morning. I think we texted a little bit on Friday morning.
We did?
I believe it was Friday morning. Because it was about the social media stuff for TikTok. Let me see. I'm looking for it. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, I go because you text me Friday morning. I like this TikTok. If you haven't looked at it, go look at the TikTok.
Yeah, I remember
and
now.
Then I texted you. Okay, what about the other one? All this other stuff. And then I texted you. Yeah, you said sounds good. I after you texted sounds good, I was about to text you. Good luck. Take it all in. Experience the moment. And I wrote out the text, and then I was like, I never once texted him good luck throughout the entirety of the year. I am not doing it now.
Don't do it now.
So I wanted to clarify this on the podcast or whatever. When the next time I saw you would have been here today. So yeah, I was saying good luck, but that. In the back of my head, but I never did it throughout the entirety of the year. And I was like, I'm not doing it now for something to happen because I am very. 100%. If people know that certain people know this about me when it comes to athletics and comes to certain sports or whatever. I'm very superstitious.
Yes,
I'm very superstitious. I do it now in men's league softball. All right, that's how superstitious I am. I wear a knee sleeve on my shin, like a basketball pad knee sleeve. I wear it on my shin. My knee is perfectly fine. I hyperextended it over the summer or whatever, and so I was wearing it. Whatever. I still wear it today, even though my knee is perfectly fine. I wear it though on my shin, so I have to wear it. I played good one time with it on.
You gotta keep it going.
I gotta keep it going, or whatever. So I'm very superstitious. A lot of people don't know that, but some people do. Very close friends of mine do. But so I texted. So I didn't want. So I literally wrote out the text. I was like, didn't text him once all year. Delete text. And I was like, I really hope I didn't just screw this up, right? And so then we went through whatever, and hey. Later that day, you guys got crowned national champs, and that was pretty cool. But throughout that day, what was that? Because you guys were just sitting in your hotel room. Were you guys just sitting in your hotel room?
We did a walkthrough earlier that morning.
Okay. So you kept the Friday walkthrough kind of normal and everything like that. But then when you guys got back to the hotel room,
it was locked in, ready to go. Everybody knew what time it was.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that we didn't want to end up on the same side of history again.
Yeah.
We've been on history both times, winning and losing one. So, like, this senior class know what it takes to win. They know what it takes to lose. And there you go. We're not losing again. So, all day, they were focused, locked in. There really wasn't no joke playing. Like, we were so mentally locked in for a football game. I don't think I've ever seen that many people not be on their phones and just be in the moment.
Yeah.
Ever.
Were you guys like meeting throughout the day, or was it more so the fact of where you guys were just in your rooms and everything? Or
no, a lot of the time, I mean, for a lot of the time we were in our rooms, but then we would meet like as defense, offense, special teams, and the typical things what happen. We would meet, and it was, Coach, we ready. The coach was like, I'm ready. We got a great game plan. I trust you all, and you all born for this. And Dan Gilroy, his time here is officially over now, but
shout out to him, first guest ever on this podcast.
I appreciate you coming on again. I would love to get you and the rest of the guys on this last podcast of the season, but he showed him and Greeny, both of those guys. I say thank you a lot because they taught me a lot, and basically being there with both of those two guys the last 2 years showed that it takes a lot to be national champions. It takes a lot for you to be locked in and understand the game plan. Like a lot of the stuff we do, a lot of people don't realize it's complex. It's hard. And we've been doing the same stuff over and over and over for the last 5 months to get to where we want it, to get to that moment, to get to the Stagg Bowl. And those guys, I promise you, were locked in. You saw it in their eyes. I think the moment it became reality to me, we were actually there. We had just did our warm-ups, and we broke off into our small groups, and Coach Jay said his spiel to us, and then Gilroy went and talked. And what he said, I'm not gonna say everything, but the thing that stood out to me was play for that little kid who always dreamed of this moment.
Then they kind of hit you in sort of realization.
Hit me hard, and I'm just like, oh my God, bro! I was that little kid, dreamed of this moment, dreamed of playing for championships, dreamed of being in this moment, getting the ring. That's what I dreamed about as a child, bro, playing the game that I love. And I'm like, how many people want to sit here every day and throw it away? That little kid, that person that you grew up, you got to find it for moments like that. That's the moment that you enjoy the most and something you're going to cherish for the rest of your life. And I can't tell you, that hit me so different that day. And I was just like, got to get ready for a football game now. Gilroy, you got my heart racing. So I'm like, I appreciate it. And playing in this game, I mean, I didn't get to play this time, but I mean, playing in the one last year, still a fun experience. Being here and prepping these guys to play in a game like this was outstanding. Friday, going into kickoff, I knew what we were gonna do. We knew it. We came out swinging right away. Luke get a 34-yard touchdown to Ethan Greenfield. We're not known for passing. We're known for ground and pound.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, passing touchdown. Wait a minute. Ooh, Greeny? I was like, I like it. And then in the second quarter, on our 6-yard line, Luke throws a dime to D'Lo, and D'Lo just does the rest for 94 yards.
Oh, no, yeah. D'Lo blew right past that coverage, got the nice little snag, and then who's breakaway speed. I mean, he did it last year in the Stagg Bowl with the opening kickoff return for a touchdown. We all know that he's got breakaway speed. Broke away from the defense and got all the way down there. Going into halftime, up 14-0.
When is the last time Mount Union has been shut out in the first half?
I actually have no idea.
I don't either.
Okay.
I
thought you knew probably this year. But going into that halftime, going to the locker room about 14-0, what was the kind of the vibe sort of thing with all the players?
We could do this.
Was it more so everyone kind of knew what to do sort of thing?
They knew that this team across from us signed up for a bar fight. We knew what we signed up for when it was still 14-0.
Yeah.
And we were like, this game is still in reach. They can come back. Like, we got to keep our foot on their throats the entire game. Our defense plays lights out for 3 quarters. That fourth quarter, the big turning point when they, like, in the game where we were like, whoa, this is a long drive, is when they held the ball in the third quarter for 9 minutes and did not score on an 18-play drive.
Yeah, there was a couple penalties. There was a couple penalties within that drive from Mount Union. At least I know that. I know. But
Yeah.
So they kind of held the drive a little bit back. But yeah, that 9-minute one
that was a big momentum change for them. That they realized they can move the ball on us, but then you didn't score on it. So it's like what they've been doing all year in the fourth quarter is what they went back to. They realized for them to try to come back in this game, they have to throw the ball. And they were throwing some good ball. Like, he was just throwing some heck of passes, and those guys were going up and getting them. I still think our defense did an outstanding job versus their run game, who's only put up 60 yards, and our defense was giving up 52 yards a game. And I don't think.
So a lot of people were saying, because, like, they're the best rush defense, right, in the league, in all of Division 3 in the nation. And, like, you can attest that to probably the best defensive line, in the nation. That's what a lot of people. No. So this, if you think about it, right?
Listen,
best stop in the rush. So who's going to be, the best at that would be the best defensive line. And man, I saw someone on Twitter was talking about it too, like saying that they had the best defense or whatever, the best defensive line and stuff like that because of the number one rush defense. It's like no, like, you're going to really figure out tonight who's, that number one team and that number one that number one defensive line. And you guys that defense just stepped up when needed.
Facts. And it's crazy. I don't think defensively we got enough credit as we should have. We were giving up 5 points a game for 10 games.
No, it was, you guys went on a stretch for the longest time of like, wow, this defense is insane.
And no one gave us our credit. They always be like, oh, they're okay. I mean, and that's the mentality that we ran with. We ran with, like, no one thinks we're good. Okay, we're going to continue to show you week in, week out. Now, I think in 20 years, when they look back at this game and in this team and this 15-0 season, first time in school history, we're going to go down as one of the best D3 football total team efforts in history, offense in history, and I think defense in history. All 3 phases of the game this year, we played lights out. I don't think you can sit here and tell me any other reason or any other way. To go perfect and run the tables is so hard to do.
Oh, in any sport it is. In any sport it's ridiculous. Even with just football, the amount of games just that you play, I know that it's a lot significant less than it is in other sports, and that's why you don't see any basketball undefeated or NHL undefeated because they play 82 games. You don't see a lot of MLB. You'll never see an MLB because it's about 162, but you don't see college basketball. Rarely any undefeated.
It's only football. Like, football is the biggest undefeated you can go in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't play that many games.
You have the most probability of going undefeated because of less amount of games. But when you really look back on it, there's a lot of teams that haven't done it. I mean, at the D1 level, you got Bama and you got Ohio State that's done it before, and you got Georgia that's most likely going to do it this year and stuff like that. But when you really look at it, like at the least the Division 2 and 3, like there's not a lot. I mean, there's a lot, but there's not a lot of pure dominance of those 15-0 seasons.
Right.
Just like you guys were on defense. There's pure dominance of not giving up a point for so long, not giving up only a touch, more than a touchdown all year, ridiculous amount. Like, you just look at, take away one game, right? Take away the weekend game of the regular season. Who's scoring 2 touchdowns?
Wabash got lucky because they played us week 1.
Yeah, take away.
I promise you, if they would have played us any week after that, they would have not scored 12 points.
No. And so, absolutely ridiculous. We talked about it a little bit. You kind of mentioned it on that dinner that you guys had. Kissing the ring.
Hey, I get 2 more, baby.
You get 2 more rings. Can't wait for that.
I think we're getting 2.
You got to get a conference one.
Quote, yeah. You got to get a conference one.
And then the national championship.
Because in 2019, we didn't win conference.
No.
So I think we do get 2.
I believe you're going to get 2. I think you're going to get a conference ring and then a national championship ring. But again, don't quote us. At least you'll get a national champion one for real. But you kind of alluded to it. You got some news while you're at dinner.
Yeah.
Ethan Greenfield won the Gallardi Trophy, was the 29th winner of this trophy because there's 29 of them. The second one in school history behind Brock Rutter, who won it in
2 to 3 years.
Yep, 2 to 3 years. Second one, the Brock Rutter won it in 2019 when they ended up winning the national championship in that year. And now Ethan Greenfield, who might go down as the greatest Cardinal football player of all time. Just because of the records that he holds here at this school. He is a 2-time Stagg Bowl MVP. He is a Gallardi, a D3 Heisman Trophy winner. Pretty much, I'm just going to call it the D3 Heisman because that's what it is. Yeah, it's a D3 Heisman, but it's called the Gallardi. D3 Heisman Trophy winner. This season alone was...
He's the 5th running back to ever earn this award and the first running back since 2012 to earn this award.
Yeah, and also, think about it. He only played a quarter and a half of football almost all year long. Almost all year long of all season, he played 2 quarters. Sorry, 2 quarters, not a quarter and a half. 2 quarters, and maybe a drive in the third quarter, and he still led the nation in rushing.
Think about that.
If he played all 4 quarters of football, this man would have broken every single record of rushing in all of Division III.
Yeah, I don't think people realize he did not play whole. Okay, if you think about it, let's go back. Early, all year long, the CCIW, we weren't getting no player of the weeks. We weren't really worried about that. No. But we also thought about all right, our team, our guys aren't playing the whole game.
No.
Now, I respect that. I'm at the end of the day, these guys are playing full game, so they should.
I believe Ethan played the full game of Wheaton.
Wheaton was the only game, and then
Wheaton. Yeah, Wheaton was the only game that you
maybe WashU, but I don't think he played. Yeah, maybe WashU, but I think it was at the end of the game they took him out.
Yeah, I think it's the end of the game that he kind of took him out. 21 attempts for him in that game, but I mean, still, he played. Realistically, when you look at the entire game to kind of find the average of it, he played a half of football the entirety of the season and won the Gallardi. I mean, he played 4 quarters of football when it came to playoffs.
That's when you want your running back
to play 4 quarters of football, and he's still for 5 games. For 5 games, he played 4 quarters of football in a row, and that does not.
Actually, I don't even think he played the full game versus Lake Forest.
All right, then 4
or Ithaca.
So you're looking at even Mary Hardin Baylor.
He played the whole game.
He played the whole game. Mary Hardin Baylor. All right.
Three out of the 5 games we played in the playoffs. 3 out of 5 games
and he didn't. It's the statistic stuff that we can go through to try to what he would do to what he would actually get. If he played all 4 quarters of football.
Would be
insane. Would be absolutely ridiculous. So again, shout out to him. Again, like I said, he might go down as the greatest Cardinal ever to play this game, play it here at North Central. I mean, statistics, awards, and everything like that. So congratulations to you, Ethan Greenfield, for winning that award. I know that when I turned on the game, because I turned it on right after 6 o'clock. I turned it on and they were doing saying Ethan Greenfield, wins Gallardi Trophy, 29th Gallardi Trophy, or Gallardi Trophy winner Ethan Greenfield or whatever, and the camera was on him, and you see him all kind of locked in. You see him kind of look at the scoreboard, go okay, they're acknowledging it, smiled, got a hug from a couple teammates, and then he's a true competitor, he's a true champion, because the moment after that happened, you guys went out there for your first drive, and it was locked in, ready to go. Doesn't matter. The whole stadium's going crazy and stuff like that, noticing that he won it, and he was all just locked in or whatever it was. So I mean, again, congratulations to him, and I mean, hey, you guys did it.
Hey,
you're a Stagg Bowl.
We're a champion forever, and no one can ever take that away from us. I did lose my hat though. No, actually, I didn't lose it. I know where it is.
You know where it is. How was the ride back? How was the party afterwards?
Look. All I can say is we had a great time. We had a great time. I was gonna
say, all you could pretty much say, man, that was fun.
The atmosphere was 100% fun. I think.
How was the trip back? Was it it was were you guys having? Was it just more so all right, let's get on a plane and let's go?
Yeah,
so you guys left on Saturday.
We
Or
left
Friday?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Okay.
You know, our wake up time was be on the buses at 9:30. definitely 9:30 was the move. So it was fun. It was a good adventure. Woke up champions. I got to see the trophy in the morning. It was sitting right in the hotel, right where we were leaving. The coaches was holding. I was just like, that thing looks amazing coming home with us. Because last year, you know, we didn't get that opportunity. We had to go home on a silent bus. And lots of crying and different things. But this year it was joy, smiles, cracking jokes, coaches laughing, us laughing, administrators laughing. It was fun, especially going home. I think everybody enjoyed it. They were like, I'm kind of ready to go home now, ready to get back to our stomping grounds here in Naperville. And I don't think I'll ever not remember that experience.
No one greeted you, right, when you guys came back to North Central?
All our family was still in Maryland.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
the only people was here was the news. So and a few people here still, but like majority of our like family and friends who were at the game didn't leave until like Saturday afternoon.
Okay,
because we were here like 12:30. We were back.
Dang.
Or 1 o'clock. I think
midday.
1:30 the latest.
It was like midday.
But everybody else that was at the game either had to drive back or fly back like a day or two later or afternoon.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, we were expecting no one to be here, so it wasn't like we were upset or anything.
Okay. Just want to make sure that, because I know that, it's kind of weird like coming home or whatever, and then you're like.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get something in the spring.
I would hope so. I would seriously hope so. I mean, talk about.
First time in program history, school history.
First time school history, 15-0. I mean, we can go on and on and on about this stuff, but I mean, absolutely insane, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready to run it back
next year.
Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Already, let's do it.
You guys have a lot of returners, though, too.
Well, just know we have a lot of guys coming back next year. I can't wait to run the tables with them again. We're going to have a target on our back once again.
Oh, yeah.
It should be outstanding. I'm ready to get back after it. I can't wait to come back to school in the spring and continue to get yelled at by Coach Jay, Coach Durkin, Coach Spencer, Coach Studeman, Coach Fairley, Coach Warden. I can't wait. Coach E. I can't wait for those guys to continue to yell at us and get us whipped into shape and like, okay, we won last year, but it's a new year. It's time to go win it again. Yeah,
I was going to say that after winning it, that next season I probably would have to say is the hardest season. Just because, like, to go repeat it is, like...
To get there 3 times in a row is hard.
Is hard enough, right? To get there 3 times in a row. But to go try to repeat it is just...
even harder.
Especially after just a dominant season like you guys had. It's very difficult to do that. So, be prepared for a lot of yelling and a lot of...
I think the rest of the guys are ready, too.
Huh?
I think the rest of the guys are ready. They know what it takes. We all know what it takes to win one. We all know what it takes to lose one.
Yep.
So... I think we're in good hands.
I can't wait. I just want to say thank you to all the football players that came on.
Along with the rest of our guests this year as well. Like I totally appreciate you all for coming on, giving us your time and effort, and you working with us with schedule-wise.
I mean, it's our first year, so like it's a little crazy, a little hectic sometimes, especially with your schedule, Myron. I just want to thank you for making time to have this come available, have this to kind of be a thing.
That means a lot, and I also appreciate you taking that time to bring me on to the show, bring me on to this opportunity, and I'm glad I didn't turn it down. And
2022 has been just you and me pretty much on BTL.
It has been.
So when we were live on air,
it was and everything,
when it was live on air, it was just you and me all year long. So.
That's crazy to think about, brother.
Yeah, it is all year. The reason why we're saying all this stuff is just because the next time you'll see us, next time the next episode will come out will be in 2023. So Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to everybody. But yeah, 2023 will be our first episode back when we're back on campus and everything. Our schedule may change. I don't know if it's going to be new episodes every Wednesday, starting with this one. Clearly not out on a Wednesday. Don't know when schedules will be like, just because.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah, we got to work things out. He's got a whole new schedule now. I got a whole new schedule now, so we got to all figure that stuff out. But again, we just want to thank everybody that's come on so far, especially all the football players. Congratulations to you guys again. Congratulations to you, Myron, for winning that national championship. Hopefully, some of the guys and girls we, interviewed, hopefully they are at national championship. We also have something new to say. We have been nominated for the IBS Awards, episode 5, Ryan Bailing's episode. We were nationally nominated. We go up against Hard Talent, so good luck to everybody in that. I know War Eagle TV, I believe, is there. That is one that just pops in my head that we're going up against. So
also,
so first year of doing this thing.
Good job.
We did it.
I also didn't say this earlier, but push come to shove, what happened in 2019? What two teams won the national championship in 2019 here?
Here?
Yes.
It was football?
Answer. Yeah, that's one.
And wrestling, I think, right?
No. The two teams in 2019 that won the national championship was women's triathlon and football. And what happened in 2022?
Women's triathlon
and football win national championships. So,
hey, hopefully now next up is
the rest of the school.
The rest of the school. I mean, you got the
all
wrestling
programs. Can do it.
All sports, yeah. All sports can, but the wrestling program, ranked top in the nation. Baseball always competes.
Both wrestling men and women's.
Both wrestling men's and women's. Baseball competes. You have track and field. I mean, track and field cross country. Just look up what our national championships.
Every award in D3 for track and field across country should be named after out carriers.
And just look up pretty much what our national championships are. You'll see 2 for football, 1 for basketball, 1 for women's basketball, and then the rest is just running.
Out carriers.
It's just out carriers, and then underneath it is just run for fun. It's just running.
Run for fun and personal best. We all know the vibe.
So again, anyways, shout out to everyone that came on this year, and for everything. It was our first year doing this stuff. I guess season 1 came to a wrap. I guess we can call it season 1 came to a wrap a little bit, but we have a whole bunch of more things planned later on, more guests, other sports, other things to talk about. I know that we'll take this time, for this holiday break. Hopefully come up with some cool ideas, some good ideas to kind of keep going. Again, follow all of our social media. It's in the link in the description. Go check it out. Go hit us with a follow. Shout out to everyone that watched that TikTok that kind of blew up a little bit. I mean, in our eyes, it kind of blew up. We got over 1,000 views, so that's big for us. But yeah, I think we ended off the season pretty good. Ended off the year pretty good. Yeah. And so yeah, so catch you guys in 2023. Again, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Spend time with your family. Have a good time. And watch some sports, because a lot of sports around this time is usually pretty big.
Yeah, a lot of important games come on, like who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to get the Christmas games. So who's going to get the New Year. These are the championships for all the bowl games too.
Yep,
so
all bowl games.
Hey, it's been a great run for this season, for this year. And well, Jake, I don't have anything else to say.
I got nothing else.
Well, actually, I do have one more thing to say. I'm a champ, and that's a wrap.